First of all, I think it's important to speak about the influence of the song. Initially you hear, of course, the bass introducing the number with a pumping sort of sound, and for me that recalls a lot of 60s mod stuff, yeah, beat mod from the 60s. So that really grounds the track, of course, with the rhythm, and elsewhere then you hear the Byrds influence, of course, come in, and on the chorus I even hear the likes of Squeeze and so forth, particularly with the low octave sound. So you have Ian's higher octave vocal and the long reverb, like the 80s, late 80s production sound coming in, but otherwise you have the lower octave just sitting beneath that, which really offsets but complements that lead vocal. So one of the standout features of the track. And I believe incidentally the chorus itself, so when they wrote the song, for me, I mean, I don't know if consciously or not they had this in mind, but it has sort of bubblegum, a 60s bubblegum type of feel, both in the lyrics and in the melody. And again, I find that very curious of the band, and not the only occasion they did it incidentally, but their image, of course, is quite cocky and even confronting, but the sound often is quite quaint and cute and delicate in parts, which I find very fascinating. So moving on to the B-side, now right off the bat, the bluesy influence, the blues influence guitar playing of John Squire really stands out on this track, the B-side, and for me anticipates a lot of the Seahorses work, particularly with a song like Love Is the Law, and that was the band, of course, that John Squire went on to subsequent to the Stone Roses. So it has a bit more of a bluesy rhythm to kick it off, and about 3/4 into the song it really descends into something quite unexpected, and that's the psychedelic outro, a real treat on the ears. And that portion of the song itself recalls the likes of the West Coast pop art experimental band and other fellow 60s and 70s psychedelic acts. So quite a treat, and perhaps a bit of a departure even from their own sound in some respects, you could argue. The outro is standing here, definitely, like I say, a treat on the ears. The last quarter of the song lasts about 2 minutes long. It's a longer number, so definitely worth checking that song out too, standing here. So there you have it. That is She Bangs the Drums, the 7-inch of 1989, Silvertone Records, produced by John Leckie, of course. And whilst you could argue it has quite a dated sound, now we're in 2020, the production is otherwise flawless, with John Leckie's production skills, of course, coming to the fore, and it's definitely worth having in your collection, or at least checking out. So there it is, the Stone Roses, She Bangs the Drums.